We were boys with stupid plans, now we're dads with dirty hands. Toy cars, late nights, learning how to get it right. Boys to dads, hey, growing up all over again. No matter the struggle that I face, I'm showing up every single day. Boys to dads, hey, boys to dads, hey, growing up all over again. No matter the struggle that I face, I'm showing up every single day. Boys to dads, hey.
Right. Uh, Boys to dads, huh? That's what we wanted to start.
Yeah, we're finally doing this. We're finally doing this. I can't believe it.
Finally doing this. How long did we plan? I think about 7, 8 months or something we were planning to do this, right?
Yeah, yeah, 7, 8 months. I thought we almost lost. We're like, we're not going to end up doing it, but here we are. We are doing our
Oh
first
no,
recording.
first recording. Yep, that's how we
Yeah,
are going to begin. So yes, from dads to boys. Sorry, from boys to dads. Yeah, we already messed up the first part of. I messed up the first part of it. So
it's
from
okay.
boys.
Life's messy.
From boys to dads. That's how we are going to begin. That's the title of our podcast. I am Leander from Mumbai. I
And
would love to call it Bombay.
I'm Mikhail, and I'm from Mumbai as well. But I moved to London, and now Leander and I both have kids growing up in two different time zones. And here we are, trying to just share our experiences with you all.
Yes, yeah, I think I'd like to begin the part where um, name of my kid is Exodus, Exodus D'Souza. A small tiny thing. I didn't try to put my name as the middle name. I kept it as Exodus Amen D'Souza. So that's his complete name. I got a lot of a millennial thing that I tried doing. I got a lot of slack for it. Like, how will he know that you're his dad? I'm like, definitely he's going to know I'm his dad. Who else is going to be his dad? So yes, that's the name of my kid. And yes,
And my kid's name is Maximilian de Costa, and his name is too long, so we did not need a middle name for him. And we call him
yes,
Emmy, with a lot of love. We call him Emmy.
that's
So
nice.
Leander, we know each other since sixth grade, and I think so. I know for sure you are the first friend I made in a classroom when I moved from Saudi to Bombay. So we know each other for almost 25 years, I think so.
When you just mentioned this, ironically, I thought about the same. It surprisingly it took us a podcast to realize that the type of stories that we began as friends is kind of similar. You moved in from Saudi, around fifth or sixth grade, and I moved in not definitely from another country, but I moved in from another town in Bombay to another town, and it was a complete new, clean slate for me. 'Cause I had to make friends. And definitely, we all need friends, and that's how I met you. So yes, it's a nice start to have a podcast beginning on 25 years of friendship. That's an interesting start. I don't think this can be scripted because I
Yeah,
don't think we realized that while talking about it. And yes,
yeah,
we
and
have been through a lot. We have been through, yeah, definitely our wives are going to hear this. So yeah, we've been through a fair share of bullshit, I would like to say. Just definitely not want to take names and couple of things, and we talk to each other about it. So yeah, we've gone through a lot of bullshit between each other and families.
yeah,
We more like brothers right now. I cannot just say that we were friends from the last time we were together. I definitely would know that tomorrow, if you know Exodus grows up to a certain point, he will definitely think that Miku is my uncle. Like
Yeah.
he will be mixed up in his head to know which mother's children were we, and he would be calling like you as uncle, and Amy will be calling me as uncle to know that we were brothers. To one point of time where realization hits them, like, oh my God, these were friends. Yes,
Yeah, that's the kind of friendship I think so we model for our children, like I was just thinking how lucky I am to have friends like you, Aaron, Suren. We've known each other for a long time, and this podcast I feel also, if you remember when we used to meet in church for mass, 9 o'clock mass, we would get over at 10 o'clock, and then we would spend an hour or so just talking at a junction about things that we heard in the sermon, or just general things for an hour. So this podcast basically is just a way of connecting to our childhood and then taking it forward to our
probably
kids.
it's probably an extended version of the street version that we had some time back. Like I
Yeah.
remember dad used to come, like he used to be going towards the the bazaar. He used to be going towards the bazaar to have his Sunday, the Sunday things that were definitely wanted for lunch and dinner. And he used to be on his way back after about 40 minutes, 45 minutes to still find us talking out there. To the surprise, like you guys spend the whole week in school together, how much more you guys can talk. So yeah, I think podcast is a wonderful thing that we started because yeah, we talk a lot, and I don't think we will try not to bore our audience and try to keep it a lot simpler. And I guess us being friends and us growing up at dad's at the same time is not the reason why we are starting this podcast. We are starting this podcast because as parents, we now have a self-realization how the whole parenting shift has begun. Like we know our dads as breadwinners, we know our dads as providers, where they used to be always, like hardworking. Not that they didn't raise us well, but they definitely have raised us well. That's why we are here right now having this conversation. But that was a generation, that was a time gap where it was always mothers were mostly, a lot of mothers were at home. The percentage of mothers were more home at that point of time. Dads were more working. So they were at the right junctures, they were at the right points in our lives. But now it's evolved. It's more like we are not completely, but yeah, the percentage, if at that point of time was 30 to 40, now we stand at around 60 to 70 involved in our kids. That's how I see you as well as you are growing up with Imi.
Yeah. And why this podcast means so much to me personally is that it just it's a voice for other people as well. It's a voice for other men, other dads who can also know that we can talk about certain things, right? We can talk about emotions, we can talk about the things that we go through as men, in parenthood as well. There are so many things and so many conversations that can be had in this space, and it's not happening right now. And the shift that we see from traditional dads, where our fathers were there when at junctions, as you mentioned, but we are now more involved. Like I know that I spend a lot more time with Imi, and I know my dad used to also spend time with me, but he had his moments, right? We are shifting from those moments. Now we're getting a bit more involved, and it's just not the mothers. As men, we can also nurture. We do have that within us. It's just that we no one has showed us how we can nurture. How can we uh, activate that part of ourselves, you know and what is also important to know is that these kinds of conversations, the more we have, the easier you can make someone else feel about the difficult situation that they're going through. So it is good that we are having these conversations, and we want to just share our stories, our experiences. We don't have all the answers, we are learning ourselves as well, but we want to just share so that other people can also feel like, okay, it's not just me, there are other people also talking about this. So
Correct, correct, correct. Rightly said, we are not perfect. We are not perfect. There is no playbook that we have received. We definitely don't have something, like I would like to add the part where I really wanted to be onboarded, and I was onboarded when you had this idea about the podcast, was because you get a lot of these books online right now to know about parenting, and you get a lot of books to how to live life. But like my dad used to always say, anything visual, anything written is always 20% truth and 80% imagination to make it look nice. So the podcast is what I believe is number one. It's one of the most trendy things right now. Podcasts are widely trending. Second, I feel it's more good to have live experiences like the kind that we want to share in the episodes coming further. Then, it's going to happen a lot more. Like I know we shared the part where you told me how the experience was when you broke down the news to me about Amy coming to this world, or the news about Amy coming into your life before coming to this world. And and the same time as when I was telling you about how the story began for me and my wife. My wife's name is Janelle. So yeah, that's how I was onboarded with the thought with you. Like I think the podcast, the voice is going to give more effect, is going to give more thought, is going to be more clear than writing. Because yes, definitely we are going to make mistakes while we are going to talk about it. We are going to fumble. It's not going to be a perfect sentence. It's not going to be a perfect thought. But yes, it's going to be the perfect idea of how we want to take this thing further.
Yeah, and for me as well, I think I want to do this because I want Amy to have something that he can listen to, look back at, and be like, oh, our fathers were just talking about all these difficulties that the world says that, oh, you can't talk about this. No, it's not the case. You can talk about it. I want him to listen to our voice in our the way we speak, the tremble in our voice, the emotion in our voice. I want him to see us and hear us and then know that it is all right to talk about these things. It is, you just have to find your tribe, and you need to find the people around you that have this kind of sense of community, sense of understanding, empathy. These are values that we have to nurture within our kids, so that when they take their steps into the world of changing and doing things, they understand their core. They know what is actually important in this world, which is just to be not only just humble, just empathize with people, understand people's differences, talk about difficult emotions, sit with those emotions. Don't just suppress them. I don't want him to suppress his feelings. And we were talking about parenting, like traditional parenting. We are not here to say, oh, parents of the previous generations, all those sorts of things. They did their job well within their environment and within their restrictions and everything. We are just seeing a shift right now where we are more involved because things have changed. Times have changed, times are different. We are just doing our part, and we are more informed in the sense when people of the previous generations, when they were given parenting advice, they used to follow it because my grandmother told me this, so I'm going to do this. Whereas when we get the same information, we verify it, we check it online, or we check it through some references, or and then we question it. And I think so that's where the friction between our parenting style and the previous generation parenting style come from. But that's not a bad thing because we are understanding why we are doing those
Correct,
things.
correct, correct. No, you rightly said we have not started this podcast to debunk what's happened earlier or the debunk the parenting part. It the parenting that was forwarded to us was great. I definitely don't have anything. We grew with a lot of charge. We grew with a lot of messy days where we got to like I see a lot of parents right now. They be a little they're afraid when their kids are playing on the streets or their kids are playing out. Oh my God, don't touch that. Oh my God, that's dirty. Oh my God, that's this. We as kids we have been very messy. We have eaten mud. We have like I would not say it was a meal, but yeah, We played in mud, we played in on the grounds, we have messed ourselves horribly, we've been hurt. But yeah, it's not that our parents didn't care about us being, yeah, we used to be more scared coming back home hurt because after that you're going to get more hurt. So yes, it was not something that, the parenting was not right, or it was great parenting. But yes, it's like how we are digitally blessed right now. I would not say we are. There's a lot of things where a lot of parents are like, digitalization is kind of a curse right now. It's much too information. Yes, one of the good things I can say about this podcast is we are going to filter that digital burst, because there is a lot of digital information right out there which is kind of misleading. It's kind of a little bit too over casual and too, like, for example, if I say, okay, fine. I ate mud when I was at one point of time. I can't say the same thing to my kids right now, because the mud that probably I was eating at that time was more pure. We have half cement outside right now in like this construction all over. It's like a joke going out in Mumbai. It's a lot of jokes right now about constructions in Bombay. So yeah, our soil was kind of a little more better. So the soil right now out there, a lot of parents right now be like, we ate this, we ate that. I definitely understand that. We definitely know that the contents on the box of a chocolate, probably at the time when we were eating chocolates, at our at a kid age, was probably sugar, it was cocoa powder and milk, just these three ingredients. Now it's sugar, it's cocoa powder, it's milk, it's color to look like chocolate, it's color to taste, some additives for boost of taste, and some additives for long-lasting life. Like we didn't have those four additives that were probably, I wish I could, like we could have kept some wrappers of the past to show the difference in the ingredients then and the difference in the ingredients now. That's the reason why this whole social media shift is happening, where a lot of people are actually trying to bring it out. Like, yeah, yes, we grew up with eating a lot of sugars. We grew up eating with a lot of things, but now those things are added with more things. Is where the knowledge of burst has to be a little bit good, limited, filtered, and poured out.
Yeah, no, 100%. Things are not the same that when we grew up. And what we are experiencing as parents is that we are more informed and we are ready to question things. If like uh, like you said about the digital thing, like every parenting that they was just thinking about it. Everyone says, oh, you need to parent this way, you need to parent that way. There is no right or wrong way to parent a child. There is a way to parent a child as per how you can, it fits everything, because I know you are running a business, Janelle is running a business. Y'all are time constrained, y'all are just 24 hours working. Our lives are different, so there's like always something that fits you. You can't just be on one track and no, this is how you have to parent. It doesn't work like that. You parent as per how your environment is, how your situation is, and you can see the good things that your child is going to reflect all that. And when you see that reflection, you understand, okay, this is what is happening is good for my child. I can see how he's responding, how he's reacting, how he's communicating. As long as that is there, I don't think so there's any way to say like, oh, this is good or that is bad. There are things that you should not be doing, but you know that you have to trust your instincts. You are a parent. At the end of the day, you know what is best for your child. And it's not that we have kids before, we're learning it. But God has given us instincts, conscious. We have had, what do you say, values that have been instilled by our parents that guide us, and we have to trust that, and we have to do what's right, and we have to let that help us in our parenting journey. And I think so that's a lot for us to do, because we ourselves are also unlearning a lot of things. Like you said about playing in the mud and all that, we would get spanked if you were back dirty, right? So when our kids, like when Amy started eating and messing around, I was like, oh, I have to clean this up, I have to clean this up. And then I was like, no, 1 second, I don't have to clean it up, let him, it's fine. But it takes a lot of self realization and awareness. Self awareness is what it takes, is to understand that, I have to unlearn some patterns for me to be able to parent better, or to help him grow into this world which is new for him. He's just exploring everything, right? And like, if I don't let him explore, then I'm taking away that opportunity from him for to learn something, because those small things might be messy for me, but it's actually learning experience for him. So there's a
Right.
lot of shift that is happening, right? So we are just here to just share our stories. We're just sharing our stories, and we want other people to also talk about these kind of things, conversations, talk about these topics. And we will be doing this a lot. So we are very excited to be able to start this podcast where we can just, two boys who have turned into dads now, just talk about stuff, and just just enjoy the moment that we are in, and be how
Right.
grateful we are to be on this
Yeah.
journey as fathers. So yeah, I'm actually really excited for this, and I'm so glad that
Same,
I'm doing it with you.
same here, same here. I like the part which you said unlearning, because yes, we are not here to eradicate what has happened in the past. The past was something like one of the best versions of Lion King, the best dialogues, what we used to hear. You don't run from your past, you learn from it. So we are not here to eradicate the past. We are here to unlearn it. When you unlearn something, you kind of don't eradicate the thing. You are trying to evolve from what has happened and try to make it better. Like, this is how I could handle this part better. That's what we are trying to do. Like, I had a similar experience, like how you were saying, like, when I used to feed Exodus, he used to get messy. So there's a wonderful thing that my wife told me, like, don't worry, babies are washable. It is a very nice thing, and it kind of hit me like, oh yes, like he is washable. It's not going to be like I'm going to keep him messy in the day and I'm just like let him sleep like that. He's definitely going to be washed after this. So yes, it like you said, you're trying to know how he's growing, how he's feeling it, how he's enjoying his food. We should not disturb them at that point of time. That's what, it's how we are learning. We should not disturb the part that he's
Yeah.
enjoying his food. He's messing his mouth probably. So he has to understand that when he eats it like this, it's probably going to drip. That's how he's going to know that, okay, I don't need this. I will have to eat it better. But if I wipe that thing off his face, he's going to expect that to not be there at all times. But at the same time, he's going to know that if he eats better, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of parenting we probably are trying to push in and trying to bring it a topic. And we are very excited. We are not going to keep our viewers just like you and me talking about experiences within us. We are going to be asking people, we are going to be asking topics, we are going to be asking people of what they want us to bring to this table. It's not just going to be two dads simply talking about their experiences. Definitely, I would, and I would understand that a lot of experiences would clash. A lot of experiences are going to be similar. And I hope these experiences give the boost, give the understanding, give the thing that you are not alone.
Yeah. And I think so that's very important, because we are going to be reaching out to people. We're going to be asking, if you're a man, if you're a dad, you're just going through something, or you're going through parental issues, anything, we're going to be discussing and sharing openly about our own struggles. And we want you also to talk about your own struggles. And then that's how we're going to be bonding and creating like a community about such things. Because like you said, we are also learning to understand our own fears and anxiety, because we are parenting, but we're also learning to parent ourselves, reparent ourselves in a way where we are like, okay, where's the line that we are crossing? So we need to try to see how we can also learn our stuff. And we are very excited to do that together. And I think so, yeah, we will be doing a lot more episodes, and we should be just as much as excited to hear from other people as well, because we are going to be having similar experiences, no doubt. And just talking about it just makes it a whole lot better. So yeah, I think so. We should be doing really well, and then we'll meet more people and we'll talk
We'll
about
meet
us
more people, we'll
stories.
have more conversations, we are going to have more topics. We are going to be sharing a lot. So, yes, I think it's a warm welcome and a good welcome. from the first episode, from boys to dads. So yes,
Yes.
I welcome you as well, Miku. And let's begin. I think it's a
Yeah.
very good call. It's a very good call. It's a very good thing to start. I'm happy I started with you. It's
Yeah.
nice. It's good, and I hope
Yeah.
we do justice.
Yes, and I would like to thank everyone who's listening to us and giving us feedback. Thank you for listening and also joining us on our journey as we understand what it means to go from boys to dads.
Yes,
So we'll
I
see
think
you
we
all in
would
the
like to.
next one.
Sure, let's catch up again.
Yeah,
See, you will be hearing us soon. I don't know how we'll be hearing you. We'll be mostly reading comments or probably some other things like that. So yes, we'll be reading you and you will be hearing us. So
yeah.
that's us signing off from Boys to Dads. See you in the next episode.
See you. Bye.